Lincoln, how you going?
Good, thanks, Georgia. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
That's
Welcome to Nutrition Consultation.
Thank you.
So basically what we'll be covering in this session is based around the nutrition and the different phases of your football training and the games and all that kind of stuff. So you've written down a goal in terms of what you want to get out of the pre-season. And basically that is just to improve your overall fitness. Is there anything else you'd like to contribute to that?
No, not really.
No,
That's
all
perfect.
good. Cool. So before we start, I'll just let you know that this session is between you and I.
Yep.
Won't be discussed outside of here without your permission. So we're all good to go?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. So for football, we obviously break up the seasons into two main parts, being pre-season and the playing season.
Yep.
So the pre-season goes for 3 to 4 months. And you really work on getting your fitness in a strong spot for the main season. So the playing season then cuts back the training a bit and focuses more on the game once a week. Is that correct? Have I got that right?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's get started on the nutrition and dietary requirements and the things we need to consider for both parts of the pre-season and main season. So during the pre-season, as you know, the carbohydrates and protein demands are at the greatest because of the volume and intensity of the training demand. So you do lots of running and cardio-based sessions. And as well as the cardio-based sessions, we've got multiple weight and strength sessions as well. So the intake of carbs and protein are significantly high demand at this stage of the season, pretty much to ensure that you're getting the energy required for the sessions and that you give your muscles a chance to grow and repair whilst they are under so much tension from training intensity. So, with the volume and intensity of training, pretty much during the pre-season, but always as well, it's important to ensure that we meet the criteria for optimal performance and recovery, so that basically you avoid injury and ensure that your body can take the load of the training. So, we've got written down your current diet. There's some key areas that I would like to improve for the pre-season. And then obviously once we get back to the playing season and you start to taper back off that training, we will change it again to suit your goal of improving overall fitness. So your current diet is mostly the same every day, and that is yogurt, fruit, toast for breakfast, a muesli bar for snack, a roll or a wrap with salad and meat of some description, and then for another snack you have some fruit, saladas or rice cakes with something on top, and generally a carbohydrate filled dinner, so something like pasta, rice, vegetables with some form of protein, meat, something like that, and then for dessert something with some protein, so yogurt, protein shake, something like that. Overall, it is quite good. Doesn't involve any fast foods or lots of fats, but a couple of changes that I do want to make during pre-season. So, I would like to add a bit more carbs to your diet, pretty much to make sure we're really fueling you the way that you need to, so that you don't get burnt out quickly, your body and your muscles recover, and that you can just take the heat of the high intensity training that you will be undertaking. So to do this, my carbs, or the carbs that I want you to take, is going to be in the form of vegetables. So we're going to try and cut back on the big carbs like the rice and the pasta, but we're going to add some more vegetables with fibre in them. So anything like your broccoli, potato, carrots, beans, sweet potato, anything like that is going to help. Basically, this will make sure that you get a good number of vitamins and minerals as well. So pretty much during pre-season, we're going to change up your diet a little bit, but not too much. So you're still going to have similar to what you've been eating with a couple of little add-ons and changes. So for breakfast, I want you to have something along the lines of some toast with eggs, and then some form of vegetables with that. So spinach, tomato, mushrooms, avocado, something like that, so that you do get some better carbs and fats in there. For your snack, mid-morning, so this could be after training, or if you're having a rest from training that day, just in the mid-morning. So a couple of pieces of fruit like banana, apples, something like that, and also some rice cakes. You can have peanut butter or Vegemite or something on top of those. For lunch, similar to what you've been having, so chicken and salad in a roll or a wrap, something like that, something nice and easy. For snack, we want something like another piece of fruit, maybe a protein shake. That one is the key. So if you're training in the morning, that will help that you recover from that morning training. Or if you're training in night, that will help to give you a bit of extra fuel. So that snack is really important. For dinner, we want some form of protein, so something like chicken, pork, beef, and we want to add a heap of vegetables to that. So the vegetables that I was talking about before, like your sweet potato, broccoli, beans, potato, carrot, asparagus, anything like that. So lots of veggies in that meal. And for dessert, we want something like yogurt, fruit, protein, something like that. Nothing too sugary, but nothing too full of carbs in that, or not carbs, but not bad carbs in that dessert. So how does that sound so far?
Yeah, great. Tolerable.
Good? Yeah. A diet like this will give you the fuel that you need during pre-season.
Yep.
To keep your body going strong, to reach your goal of increasing your overall fitness. And this will help get you ready to play your game stronger and fitter than the season before. It's full of carbs, it's full of proteins, but it'll definitely give you the fuel for performance, allow your muscles to grow and repair just the way we want them to. So any questions for pre-season?
Nah, sounds pretty clean.
Sounds good? Yeah, cool. During the playing season, a little bit different. Obviously, training does taper off a little bit, so you're not training as hard or as often as you do in pre-season to keep you nice and fresh for the game, which is once a week. So generally Friday, Saturday, Sundays, sometimes Thursday nights. So during the playing season, we're going to change it up a little bit. But not too much either. So basically we'll just cut back the amount of carbs and proteins consumed each day to avoid body fat gain. But we still want to fuel your body enough to play a strong game on the weekends. So the intake of carbs throughout the week before a playing match will vary. Earlier in the week, there's not so much of a demand for fuel. But towards the end of the week, it's important to increase the carbs to load your muscles, to get you prepared for the game and get you stronger. Just make sure that we do fuel you for that. So if we go off the diet for the pre-season, because you've said that looks alright, it's similar to what you've already been eating, we'll only change it up a little bit, basically just by decreasing the amount of carbs that you will eat in the first few days of the week, and then increase them a couple of days before the game, just so we do get your body ready and fueled. So, for example, if your game is on a Friday, we'll start to increase the carbs on the Wednesday and Thursday. A Saturday game, we'll see a Thursday-Friday increase, and so on. So 2 days before the game, we'll start to increase to give our muscles enough time to prepare for the game ahead. So, going back off the diet that we've looked at, what you're currently eating and what we'll be eating for pre-season, we will change it a little bit as we discussed, but not too much. So, for breakfast, sticking with very, very similar. Toast, eggs, spinach, tomato, mushrooms, avocado, or something along the lines of that with some fruits, some good fats, and some good carbs and proteins as well. So you're getting a big range of everything in that. Your mid-morning snack, again, similar. So we want something like a banana, some rice cakes, not too much, so we'll cut it back a little bit to the serve that you had in pre-season. But for lunch, it'll be, again, similar, so protein, chicken, pork, something like that, something more lean, so probably stick to chicken or like a lean ham. and salad in a wholemeal roll. So you're still getting a little bit of carbs in there, some veggies, some protein, that kind of thing. Snack, basically exactly the same as what you were having, protein shake and a banana or some form of fruit to give you that fuel if you are going to train afterwards, considering you do still do some training when you are during the season. Dinner, we want mainly our carbs to be here, so that after you've trained, your body will repair itself at night while you're sleeping. So some form of protein, veggies, rice, that kind of thing. Dessert, same. So yogurt, some fruit, that kind of thing. It's not very too much. Basically, we're just cutting back the serves of carbs and how much you'll have in those serves. So this diet and program we've just discussed will allow your body to start getting the fuel it needs at least 48 hours before the game. This will allow your muscles to get ready for optimal performance during the game, but also afterwards, so you don't pull up too fatigued and sore and anything like that. Game day, on the other hand, will be a little bit different because you won't be able to eat huge meals before the game, just so we avoid any sickness, a stitch, anything like that. So for the game day, depending on what time the game starts, I would suggest to you to cut back the eating about 3 hours before your game. So before your game starts, basically, if it's a lunchtime game, you have your breakfast, you have a snack, then you play, and then you've got your dinner and some other snacks afterwards. So this gives you an opportunity to still be fueled, but not to be sick or anything like that. So, in terms of what to eat before the game, I would suggest a small snack. You can have something like fruit, so a banana or an apple or something like that. Carbohydrate gel. There are definitely options of a snack that will fuel you before the game. So about half an hour before you take the field, have a small snack. So have a small apple, half a banana, carbohydrate gel to give you a little bit of extra fuel and strength for the game. As for your breakfast, your lunches, stick to something similar to what you've eaten on the days leading up to the game. So carbohydrates with eggs and fruit, vegetables, etc. So same as what you've been having for breakfast, your eggs, your toast, your veggies, anything like that is a good one to fuel you up. Some fruit has good fibre, good carbs. So bit of sugar, good sugar in there as well. Something like rice and protein for lunch will be good as well. It'll contribute well to the fuel. So if it's a night game, a little bit different. So obviously you're going to have your lunch, and then they don't generally start until about 7 or something like that. So you need something between lunch and the game to fuel you up, to make sure you're not run down. You do have energy. So couple of snacks like fruit, muesli bar, protein shake between the lunch and the game, carbohydrate gel, something like that, just to get you going. So to keep you on top of your fitness, but your energy as well, give you good strength and fuel for the upcoming game. So how's that sound so far? Sounds pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good. I like that.
Yep. Anything not sitting right?
No, all pretty happy. Really well planned.
Yeah. Cool. So we're nearly at the end of our consultation today, but the other 4 days of the week, we want similar to what we've discussed in the last lot of food. So cut down the carbs a bit from the couple of days before the game and the game day, but not by too much. This is just, again, to avoid body fat gains, but still giving you fuel and muscle repairing and stuff like that. So as you start to cut back the sessions and the training, we obviously don't want you to gain any body fat by eating more than what your body requires. So Overall, I would mainly suggest to cut down the snacks. So instead of per day eating 3 to 4 pieces of fruit as a snack, so all your good carbs, have 2 instead. So maybe have one for your afternoon snack and one for your dessert. Also, I would like to take out the rice cakes and the peanut butter as well. So still giving you enough carbs and energy for the training you're doing without it being too much. So keep in mind that this here is just for the days between the 2 days before the game. So if it's a Friday game, this is for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you've got your Thursday, Friday as well when you do add more carbs in. So this will, still give you enough carbs and energy for fuel for the training you're doing, but going to keep the body fat away. So keep the rest day as you would. Eat the main meals, and if your training does increase, you can always add in another snack if we need to. So we just don't want to be feeding you too much, so that instead of gaining muscle, your body gains fat. Yeah, so how does that sound? Overall, does that sound pretty good? It sounds like something you think you could follow pretty easily?
Yeah, 100% Georgia. That sounds real clean cut. Well done. Yeah, I'm sorted, I think.
Cool. Any concerns you have in regards to any of the days we've spoken about? Anything that's not clear?
No, I just got to keep on top of it. I'm really happy.
Yep, awesome. Okay, cool. Well, I will put this into a proper program for you, everything we've discussed today, and then we'll put it to the test.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Georgia.
Lincoln.